Hello, thank you for coming today. Welcome. I realize your time is very valuable, so hopefully we'll make this worthwhile. My name is Sue Lemoy-Zarba, and I'm pleased to be here today to talk about Transnetics Automated Genotyping Service. But before we get started, I wanted to give you a brief history about our company. We were founded in the year 2000 by Tim Hodge and Bob Bean, and Tim Hodge, while he was a graduate student studying molecular genetics, had the opportunity in the daytime to see animals being genotyped, and then at night, to make extra money, he had to work in a blood lab, and he saw all the machines running all the tests on the blood. He realized that all the physicians knew how to run these tests, however they didn't need to run them over and over again. All they needed were the results in order to make a diagnosis. So he started to think, what if someone created a centralized genotyping service that could allow for the labs to better manage their colonies without spending so much time on them. So that's exactly what we did. We built a centralized, faster, less expensive, automated system for managing your colonies to do genotyping. So what are we going to review today? We're going to go over what we do, our process, our technology, our quality assurance, our assay design, and then finally cost analysis. What do? We screen for transgenes, knock-ins, knockouts, basically anything you can do to screw up a mouse, we can screen for it. As long as you tell us what you did, we can screen for mice, rats, zebrafish. You have to tell us what you did, then we can screen for it. We make it easy. Here at Children's Hospital, we partner with the organization, so on the third floor of the CART building, one of these tag centers is there, which is a Transnetics Automated Genotyping Center. And all the supplies and all the shipping materials that you would need are there, present, for you to work with us. We do it fast. Here at Transnetics, we have 2 levels of service, 24 hours and 72 hours. You choose a level of service. If it's not there on time, it's free, guaranteed. Next, we're going to go through our process. What you're going to do is you're going to collect your samples in a sequential order using our instruction card and our well plate, and you load up dry tissue, no buffers, no solutions, just dry tissue. After you do that, you're going to seal it with a cap mat, put it on firmly. Then you're going to put the clear cover over it, you're going to rubber band it, and now you're going to go over to your computer and go on to Transnetics protected password site. And there you're going to click quick order. And the reason we call this quick order is because it really is quick. It's 6.1 minutes to place an order with our system. If we're going to replace what you do currently in your lab, we're going to have to replace them with something that's a lot faster to save you time. Once you've gone into click quick order, you're going to bring down a drop-down screen, and all your strains are going to be there loaded. You're going to select which strains you're looking for the well plate you've loaded. And for this example, there's 2 strains on top and 10 samples for each strain on the bottom, and they're color coordinated red and blue. And then you're going to click in and put your well plate number in that's on your well plate. We have at this time everything we would need in order to process your order. However, we don't think we want your order coming back A1, B1, C1. You probably want the order to be named in the naming that you've created in your lab for your animals. So this is the place, this next step is for you. You want to put in maybe the first 2 names if you tag sequentially your mice, you want to put in the first few names, then you're going to click auto increment, and then all your names are going to appear in a sequential order. If you hover over any of the well plate map online, you'll see the name of your animal and the strain you're looking for, so you can confirm that it's accurate. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and press next, then continue. And now you're going to receive an order confirmation back from our system that looks just like this. And it's going to tell you that we received your order and now we're waiting for your well plate. So now you're going to take your well plate over to the 3rd floor of the CART building. You're going to drop it into your mail your tail slot, and we're going to now receive your order the next day. The way that we do that is the shipping folks over at Children ship 2 times a week for us, and it's going to go directly to the FedEx home office, which is in Memphis. That's where we're located. We built our plant right next to the FedEx home office. I don't know if you know that any boxes that get shipped anywhere in America, if you're going to ship something from Boston to Providence, it will go from Boston to Memphis to Providence. So we get there bright and early each morning, receive all of our samples so we can run these samples quickly so we can get the results back to you on time. Once we receive your box, we're going to scan the FedEx box, then we're going to scan your well plate, and that is going to automatically generate an order for our robots in our system to know exactly what to do based on the order you placed online. Then we're going to take off the rubber band, we're going to take off the glass clear cover, but we're not ever going to remove your cap mat. No human contact ever comes in contact with your samples. The cap mat remains firmly in place throughout our whole process. However, the robots are going to pierce through it to do the lysate. Next, we're going to lysate the tissue. We're going to use 1/3 of the lysate for this reaction. The other 2/3 of the lysate are going to be stored in our refrigerator in case you have to retest, or if you want your sample back, you can just ask us and we'll mail it back to you. Once we've lysated the tissue, now we're going to purify the DNA. And the way that we do that at Transnetics is through a patented beaded technology. And that allows us to get a consistent yield for every test. Once we've done that and we check for the purification of the DNA, now it's time for our reactions. We run the first reaction with the reagent, the real-time reagent, and then we're going to run a second reaction for the same sample with a real-time reagent. Now, why would we run 2 reagents, 2 tests for each and every sample? That's because these are your samples and we have to be accurate. This is all that we do. We would be out of business if we didn't run 2 tests and make sure that we're accurate. And then finally, we're going to run a housekeeping gene, which just normalizes signal and making sure there's a reaction that takes place. All this takes place in a Class 1000 clean room, which we've run over 22 million reactions at this time with a 99.98% accuracy rate. So at this time, this is halfway through our presentation. Before we move any further, we're going to take a 5-minute break, but does anyone have any questions regarding anything that we've covered? Okay, we'll see you in 5.